about to find out game 1 of 3.
In white, orange, and yellow, you will see technique, experience, and a deadly sense in front of the net. In teal and black tonight, you're going to see speed, youth, keeping things going, and pressure at all times. The Ambush roster tonight has 6 players under 27 and just 2 over 33. On the other side, the San Diego Sockers have 9 players aged over the age of 33 in the roster tonight. They only have 2 who are under 27. Experience versus youth and speed. What happens?
Let's kick the tires and light the fires. Ambush with the ball first. The MASL semis return to the St. Louis area just across the Missouri River in beautiful St. Charles. Jeff Michaud out of the center circle, touching over to Christian Briggs. Chile comes back to claim it. St. Louis trying to capture game 1 on home turf. Have 2 cracks at it in San Diego. Game 2 would be a full game. Game 3 would be another 15-minute knockout game. That's what the Ambush won here at the Family Arena. 2-0 in 15 minutes over KC. Ozzie Santana using Michaud. Ambush still at the controls with Rob Williamson in the back.
Ozzie Santana, a great example. He's played in 1 playoff game in his career and just 11 games total in his regular season MASL career. And here he is getting the first shift against guys who have won dozens of combined championships.
Santana scored against San Diego on March 22nd, the only time these teams met in the regular season. Ambush led 4-1, but San Diego stormed back, won it in overtime 5-4. Daniel Torrealba receiving from Big Rob. Torrealba looking to get entry against Ben Raymond. Raymond scrapes it away. Luis Morales plays it back. San Diego twirls it toward the box where Mijatovic gets his first touch, pursued by John Gates. Mijatovic here earlier in the 2020s in St. Louis. San Diego moving down the left side. They find Menendez in the middle, off his toe, picked off by Gates. And Colin O'Keefe emerges with it. O'Keefe, who had the game winner against KC, held up on the BJC Healthcare board for a moment, tries to switch through, and Toth comes out, able to putt forward into the center circle. Off the wall, Menendez can't do anything with it. And Tavoy Morgan working up top. That gets swished past Ruggles. Long run into the corner for Torrealba. He was not active game 1 or game 2 against KC. One of the top scorers in the league, the top scorer on the Ambush. The Sockers, top of the bow and arrow. Left, a shot, and it's wide. Trivella misses the post, and it's recollected on the outskirts by a San Diego team that gets its first shot of the game from De Andrade. Jesus Pacheco going against Michaud from the gold line. Shake and bake. Right foot Michaud gets back. Backed up by Ryan Kido. Michaud on the block. Jammed up the board. Leo de Oliveras tries to jab it back in. Instead emerges with Falzone. Super Mario plays out wide. Randy Martinez down the right side against Ruggles. Finds Kido. Kido a shot. Toth paddle balls it down and quickly vacuums up the rebound.
It's a great example right there. The youth of Ryan Kido getting a little bit loose in the open spot, but maybe a little nerves there, kind of white knuckles that one and puts it right to Toth. He'll save that one almost literally 100% of the time.
Ambush have not played since April 8th when we had the 2-for-1 against KC. San Diego has not played since March 29th. Talked to a team representative. He said they trained but also got some time off. Launch long by Leo, parried by Puyo Cortez. SK freight elevators it out toward the board. A little poke by Cesar Cerda. Work to Leo, gold line. And it catches some of the Family Arena helium way up over the glass. Miss here by Tavoy Morgan, the ever-dangerous striker out of Spanish Town, Jamaica. Eduardo Puyo Cortez, he's out of Dallas, Texas, and is rolling it on the goalkeeper distribution to Jeff Michaud.
That is a theory we have in this arena. The helium just gets a little heightened during games here, and we do see a couple extra balls skied. Tavoy Morgan, though, he'll adjust for that, and he'll probably put some on net next time out.
Ozzie Santana working with Christian Briggs, and I think you're right. It's kind of a feeling out process. You're getting back into play, both sides.
Such a long break for San Diego, but with all these veterans,
thought he got crowbar down there by Cerda.
I think we all did.
These veterans will figure it out in a hurry, and only 3 teams remain. Milwaukee has advanced. They won against Baltimore, so who gets them in the championship round? we'll find out. After the Baltimore Blast, the 2 seed went down earlier in the week. This is the #1 overall seed, San Diego. Ambush the 4 seed. Big part of that was Falzone. Bumper carted away from Mijatovic. Mijatovic catches up to him. San Diego at the controls. North of 10 left in this first quarter, scoreless. Charlie Gonzalez, not much on that pass. Gates interrupted, got chopped down for his treble. Martinez creeping across. Gets tripped from behind. De Andrade stings him. Ambush set up on a free kick, 10-18, goose eggs.
Little contact is good, a lot of contact is bad. Good call there from the officials, as the Ambush were definitely taking some extra hits there.
Well, we saw a very physical game against Kansas City. That's something that was a major theme against those Comets, as it often is. Chili Willie SK working with the ball for St. Louis. He and Williamson threading it back. SK off the wall looking for Falzone, working hard against Mijatovic.
Yeah, Stefan's right there. He's a big boy. He's going to be hard to move. Mario's going to have to make it a little bit fleet of foot strength. Not going to win you position in the box today as long as Stefan's in there. In fact, this entire soccer defense, very good, very talented. A former Defender of the Year in Drew Ruggles as part of the depth piece here. So a lot of great defensive players. And the Ambush are going to have to really work hard, force some turnovers, and get the counterattack going if they want to score today against the Sockers and Chris Toth.
Good movement up top. Oh, good block from James Togba, but it's cleaned up on the far side.
That's how you open up scoring there.
Able to billiard at home after the hard work of Morgan, and he paid a price for that. He is struggling. Little injury after San Diego opens the scoring. He's going to be have to be helped off the field here. And that's great work from Togba. Togba, he hit it so hard, Togba went down, but Cerda waiting. Outraced O'Keefe by a step and slides it home against Pollo Cortez. 1-0, 9:38. We'll keep an eye on the potential injury on the San Diego side.
It looked like Colin O'Keefe there, just a little bit late on the run from Cerda. Cerda, not a dominant scoring player when it comes to regular season play, but when it comes to the playoffs, he really ticks it up. 17 goals in just 46 career playoff games. And Cerda there, the big defender, coming up with a big run and a big shot.
James Togba was excellent against KC, scored a goal in front of a lot of balls as he did. Credit him with a block. The ball just sprayed right to the wrong place. And Cerda, opportunistic, scores his first goal in the semifinal round. Togba.
Yeah, no, nothing on Togba there. That's 100% a lost run by the first line of the defense for the Ambush. They need to watch those. This team, again, they're not going to beat you with pure speed, but those runs there following plays like Tavoy Morgan, who is one of the best speed players on this team, that's what's going to get you.
Torrealba went down briefly top of the box. Now Williamson works his way through, gets a shot partially blocked to the source. And it's siphoned up by Toth. I think that was Morales who got it. Leo comes onto the field.
But that's why a guy like Cerda goes from having 4 goals in 20 games to making an impact already in the playoffs. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. And he's just going to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, come alive this time of the year, you're going to find yourself with a lot on the resume. James Togba almost loose. Tight ropes the wall. Does go out. Leo restarts it for San Diego. 8-19. 1 for San Diego, the visitors. Nothing for St. Louis, the host.
Leo got just enough of a piece of Togba not to get the call, but to throw off his momentum. A perfect physical play.
Mendez creeping forward. Cerda, the goal scorer. Gates comes out on him. Pitched over to Mendez. Fronted by Chili Willie. Pink boot of Mendez. Swiping it back. Gates jousts it up to the first row. And we creep closer to the media timeouts. First quarter, it'll be set up top of the bow and arrow. Pereira right around it with Leo. And they will send us to the break. Halfway through the first quarter at the Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. It's the San Diego Sockers 1, the St. Louis Ambush 0. The Major Arena Soccer League playoffs on Golazo.
MASLsoccer.com, your ultimate home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Catch the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and so much more. Tune in to Soccer Signal as staff writer Joseph Reyna and veteran coach Mark Litton explain the game with perspectives from both sides of the glass. Don't miss Soccer Signal every other Thursday on MASL TV.
From King Louis IX outside the historic St. Louis Art Museum in Forest Park to our turf park here at Family Arena. Leo lays it off. San Diego works into the corner, and Eduardo Pollo Cortez drops down onto the felt and gets his first save of the night on the shot by Gonzalez. Jeff Michaud urging the guys on as he guides it across the equator. Slips it over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe looking for penetration. Got knocked down from behind. No Tweety Bird.
That's a teammate mistake. At no point did I hear anybody yelling wolf, 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 or whatever you got to call. You got to let it know when a guy comes over the boards like that.
Knocked him down. Now Martinez gets the take over to Falzone. And it's Toe's leg that makes the save before Mijatovic swats it back toward the center line. Gathered by Gates. Ambush with a sign of life offensively. Michaud and Falzone got bullied down to the floor by Mijatovic. You got to call it eventually. We saw Torrealba get knocked down same spot just a couple of minutes ago. This time Kyle Trimble's crew makes the call, and it's a chance at the top of the arc for St. Louis looking for an early equalizer.
Ambush didn't get a fifth attacker out there, Joey. They switched out at the line, and no one came out.
SK almost gives the Ambush the lead with Michaud at the post after the tap by Almeida. Cerda off the lily pad. Cerda ventilates out wide. Christian Briggs steps to a ball, ruthless against Leo. Torrealba gallops into the end of San Diego, and De Andrade commits his second foul.
Big foul drawn there from Daniel Torrealba. You're going to notice him. Usually he stays to that left wing side. You see him walking over there now, but Ambush are going to try to put him in different parts of the field today to make him a little bit more effective. In the middle, over on the right, where we've seen him a lot already. They're going to put him up top, a little bit more in the box. They're going to move around Daniel Torrealba because, as you said earlier, leading scorer from this season, didn't play in the first two playoff games. He needs to have an impact tonight.
Yeah, the one-man wall was a little close there for Tagua's liking and the referee crew liking. Torrealba.
And that's why him only on the left is such an issue. People know he wants to get to his inside foot. So you just take away the inside, just shade him inside, and you'll have him every time.
Tagba from deep hits it into the back of Raymond and hustles back to force it out of bounds against Morales. Ambush retreat to the defensive end with 6:20 to go in this opening stanza. Ambush have announced and are taking orders for 2026-2027 season tickets and partial season tickets. Benefits for season ticket holders will include free parking and guaranteed promo items. Stay tuned. Ambush social media and website stlambush.com. Get locked in for 2026, 2027, 2025, 2026 has certainly been successful for this franchise, advancing for the first time in the MASL playoffs since coming back as a franchise in 2013. Pacheco stitches it to the other side of the field.
Ambush need to force a turnover here, get the counterattack going.
Morgan moving pretty well after a little injury to that leg earlier. Tagba comes out, hit it into the back of Urias, still calm. He hit it off a soccer last, and you can tell by the spin of the ball as that gets up over the wall. It'll be Ambushes to control. Christian Briggs rushes off the bench. Riley Uri. Uri looking for turnage. Uri held up in the corner. Michaud. Helicopters well high. 5:29 to go in the first. San Diego, they've got a goal from Cerda. That's the only scoring so far.
5 shots on goal for the Ambush, 6 for the Sockers. But if you're the Sockers, I think you're feeling a little bit better. They're not giving up anything big to the Ambush's speed right now. They're controlling a lot of possession, which is how they want to play. So far, Locker and company have not made Salvaggio's group sweat at all.
And they've done very well on the road this season, 9-3-0 outside of Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California. Ambush 6-4-1 at home.
You just got to wonder at what point Phil Salvaggio is just kind of a conductor more than anything. When you have this many players who have won this many awards, finished on this many All-MASL season teams, I mean, these guys.
Pereira ballet step and slams it in off the far post. San Diego 2, Ambush nothing, 4:48 to go in the first quarter.
Well, so far the veterans are playing well for the Sockers, and they are scoring another one there by one of the greatest in the entire league. Somehow just kisses it off the far post. An incredible goal there from Pereira. He has over 500 points in his regular season career, and he's a point-per-game player in the playoffs, and he adds another one there. Big 2-0 lead for the Ambush.
You saw Will SK, he put his hands together in kind of the namaste, and then he said, that was on me. And Pereira, he got him on the fake and then put a little bit of chapstick on the far post.
You want a little dream shake, kind of like a Keem on that one.
Olajuwon-esque.
Yeah, a little shoulder fake.
Ambush.
Spin inside.
With Williamson and O'Keefe. And we talked about it last game, the mini game. Part of the reason the Ambush won that was because we stormed back from 5-2 down against KC. Now, KC won that second game of the series 6-5, but it showed this team what they could do in the mini game. So they're no stranger to coming back, even from a 3-goal deficit. Kido, who scored against KC with a beautiful run from the referee's crease. Gets held at bay in the corner. Really has to work to keep it. Falzone back through Williamson. Togba's on the far side. Martinez working the middle. Less than 4. Togba. Williamson, little room to operate. Williamson, left boot. Toth just got fingernails on it. Escorted it up over the pink bar. Togba does a good job to keep the Ambush in this zone, something they've done well this year. A little bit of the turf came up on Togba, but everything all right. Williamson. Over to Martinez. Ambush
are not going to win this game with long, deep runs in possession. They have to break down this soccer team fast, or they're going to be in trouble.
Talk about a little bit hopeful. But bursts through in the header. Martinez off the wall. Yuri! Oh, off the post! Second chance! Jammed up! Martinez! Oh, it's stopped at the near stick. Ambush can't buy a goal. Yuri gets hit in the head with the ball on the way out. He goes down briefly. Ambush able to recollect at the center line. Wow, what a sequence from St. Louis. Chance after chance after chance. I believe that was Mitchell Cardenas who got it on the second one. I couldn't tell on the first.
35 years old, that veteran, he knew exactly where he had to be to keep the place on the line clear. Toth was out of the way, but he was right there.
Ambush crank again from deep. Lucas Almeida, the 2024, pardon, Ozzy Santana, I should say, on the long miss. De Andrade pursued by Ozzy. Good work by Santana, the Brazilian, to get back and slow him up. Ruggles now will slow up the Sockers. Under 2.5 to go, first quarter. San Diego, a measured performance so far. Cerda and Pereira getting them the lead. Now Morgan looking to spin against Briggs, and Briggs got maybe a little bit of his jersey.
Ooh.
Morgan, the beneficiary of the whistle, off the near board.
Punitive. There's a very good chance here. Leo is going to step right there. They're going to get essentially an entire group of Hall of Famers out there to potentially help them on this free kick.
Leo de Oliveras against 3 on the wall right in front of him. Briggs right in the middle with SK and Martinez off to the side. Leo tries to slot. Now he heads it out to Morales. Half volley, just wide near post. Gonzalez goes to get it on the MASL side. Clock drizzles under 2. Lead at 2 for the white and orange-clad San Diego Sockers. MASL semifinal, game 1 of 3. Cerda.
Every one of the veterans, Joey, so far, really stepping up on the goals. Cerda, Morgan, Pereira on the defense. See a little Cardenas. Unbelievable the way that these veterans, these playoff veterans, just are able to step up every game, it seems like.
Sockers, little piece through towards Cerda. Shaw got a bit of it. Martinez not on the same page with him. It strays right to Ruggles. Pereira starts it up top with about a minute to go in this exciting opening quarter. Chase for the Ron Newman Cup down to 3 teams. From the left side, the Sockers flood into the corner again. Morgan against Williamson. Williamson pries it away. Torrealba emerges. Ruggles sprinting back. Cerda on the defense as well. Torrealba!
That's it for the Ambush's first goal of the night. Daniel Torrealba makes it 2-1.
Massive goal for the Ambush. And Torrealba, where is he doing this from, Joey? The right side, but he's right-footed. He's still gonna beat one of the greatest goaltenders in league history just over his hands on the near post side. Yeah, this is your house. Throw your stuff, Daniel Torrealba. 2-1 game.
His first of the semis, his first of the playoffs, his 24th of the year, the top points getter, the top goal scorer on the Ambush team. That's a massive goal with under a minute to go in the quarter. Could get the Ambush all the momentum going into the second. Toth, his goal's been punctured. Over the top, one in Morgan off the board. San Diego with Mijatovic back on the field, trying to guide themselves into the second. Quito, good activity, gets in front of the little boost by Gonzalez. Mendez off the wall. Mendez gets a little shove with Tagba. Mendez and Tagba continue to go at it. Morgan dances one toward Tagba and walking the border, wrapping it up with 10 seconds. Cortez, Pollo, long distribution. Quito off the wall. Mijatovic gets a little tangle of it back. O'Keefe in the final seconds. Skips a pebble on the pond, but it ends up off the STLambush.com side. An exciting first 15 minutes as promised. San Diego 2, St. Louis Ambush 1. It's the MASL semis on CBS Sports, Golazo Network.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
10 for 10 is back with host Eric Bergrud. New episodes drop Wednesdays on MASL TV.
On the board. Cesar Cerda got the scoring started. The man in the middle of it all. Pereira scored the second goal to put the Ambush down 2-0, but Torrealba gets one back less than a minute before the first quarter expired. 2-1 San Diego. They control the ball.
Not to be the Debbie Downer here for the Ambush. They produced 9 shots on goal in that first quarter, but that's the one you get, beating Chris Toth near or outside the yellow line, Joey. He's the kind of goalie, he's going to stop the long-range ones a lot of the time. They're going to have to find ways to work the ball in and get it deep against this Sockers team if they want to win this game.
Mijatovic stopped by Yuri. Martinez, Ozzy.
Ooh, that's pretty
Mijatovic,
big.
that
Wow.
looked a touch dangerous, but I guess he kept it low enough. He says to the fans, though, City will take it to the offensive end.
I mean, he's cut out 3 pretty big attacks from the Ambush that could have been big counter or turnovers into counter plays for the Ambush. Mijatovic, against his former team, proving to be a thorn in the side.
Some very exciting moments, including a walk-off goal, a game-winning sudden death overtime goal here at Family Arena during his time with the team.
Also a very giving family for Stefan as he
Gifted us a wonderful, wonderful gift at Christmas time from his dad, who watches in the Chicago area. Serda, Ozzy, Mendez zooms back, body spilling, and this goes the Ambush's way. Well, Raymond stuck his boot in against Ozzy Santana, and Ozzy lost his boot. He has to reaffix it. About a minute into the second quarter, down 2-1.
Soccer players are lucky. I never get pairs of boots that are that easy to put back on.
Lucas Almeida with his boot to Briggs. Briggs just a little high on the shot. Will S.K. nudges it back with the torso. Gets ejected out to Lucas Almeida.
I respect the attempt to prove the broadcast wrong that they can score multiple against one of the greatest goalies of all time from that wide.
Ozzy loose.
Prove me wrong. Go for it.
Mijatovic. Ambush getting Michaud circling as the ball gets dropped back to Torrealba. Torrealba left foot. Window closes on him. Michaud opportunistic. Didn't get the hit he liked. Serda almost muffs it in front, stepping on top of the ball. O'Keefe was lurking to make him pay, as was Torrealba, but Toth saves the day. Toth out to Morgan. Good defense. O'Keefe looking for the wall of scoring. Torrealba was coming down the bowling alley against Toth. Taps the brakes. Trap sprung against DeAndrade. Gates does excellent to wrench it away with O'Keefe. O'Keefe. DeAndrade shoving him against the wall. DeAndrade emerges with it in the corner, playing with the feet of Toth. Now he has to juggle it out toward Williamson. Williamson knocks it down. Pereira came crashing. O'Keefe staving corner against DeAndrade. DeAndrade goes down the elevator shaft and back down for O'Keefe. Torrealba stabbing at it. And the Ambush showing great determination around the ball. Michaud. DeAndrade got him. Gates through the middle. Goes down against Serda. Got pushed into it.
Draws it.
And the foul does come through.
Interesting.
Toth wanted the challenge.
Sockers don't like it either.
Maybe.
Chris doesn't like the placement of it. Christian Briggs very angry that ball isn't placed inside of the arc.
It was definitely, I thought, inside the arc.
That's where I'm with Christian Briggs on that one. That seemed to be where the penalty was committed against the Ambush attacker. I'm not sure why the placement for Almeida.
12:37 remaining, first half. Almeida. SK let it go through. It almost got to Torrealba. There's Cardenas again. Tries to slow up Torrealba.
Cardenas is just so good.
They are just, boy, they are something as far as those last-ditch defensive efforts.
It's like they're reading the play. That's all there is to it. This is a team so veteran. They've seen everything, and they are just reading the play every time. Torrealba needs to calm down. He's going to catch himself a bad moment here.
Serda
Yeah,
gave him a little greeting card on the wall. Now Mijatovic, back heel roll. Cardenas, who stopped a ball that was basically on the goal line in the first quarter. Playing through Serda. Serda, back heel here.
And you saw that was Luis Pee-wee Ortega who was the one getting in Torrealba's kitchen a little bit. Daniel needs to watch that kind of stuff. He's a fiery player, but they need those "this is my house" kind of moments from him, not the chippiness on the other side.
Michon. Upstream to Quito. Still 3 soccer jerseys in the Ambush end. Michaud over the top with it. Canopies toward Yuri, headed by Pacheco. Juggled by Leo, that stays in play. Thighs it back to Pacheco. Pickle balls it forward to Morgan. Cardenas. Morales scooting forward, shot wide near post. Springs out to Leo.
See an eyeball from Cardenas on that one. Pollo did not look like he had a very good read on that. A little bit of a break for the
work.
Yeah, right.
For the first goal of the quarter,
Check the
SK.
contacts.
Pass a little bit behind Yuri. Yuri gold line. Serves it back to SK. Chile. Glass. Michaud. Went for the header. Mini collision. Ambush. Keep after Morales went after Michaud. Ozzy's shot. Stopped by Toth. Headed back to him. And put in Tupperware with 10:38 to go in the quarter.
Proving me wrong so far in this quarter, Joey. They haven't been able to beat Toth again, but they're making him sweat with these outside shots more than I would have expected.
Briggs. Step to a ball. Michaud goes down. San Diego trying to make some of it.
Too much thinking for the ambush right now. They're not going fast enough.
Pereira. Stopped by the hands of Cortez. The Kangaroos up over the glass.
They got to pick up the pace, Joey. Too much dribbling, too much stopping on the ball. The ball's got to keep moving. You just talked about it. The ability of the Sockers to be there for every last-ditch play. The moment has to come quicker, or the Sockers will continue to be there before.
In the corner, Pereira. He will take it for San Diego.
Tried to roll it a little bit forward, too. Oh, here we go.
Nice work by Tugba. Here's James Tugba looking to tie the game. Tugba! Just wide.
Overthought it again.
Martinez to Tugba. Looking to cushion it home at the near post, off the mark again. Tugba so active. Steps to another one, wins it. Torrealba! Touched by Toth, just past junction of bar and post. They survived. We saw Tugba score a goal that he took away against his former team, Kansas City, at the halfway line. Took that one away 3/4 of the way down the field, but could not get the finish on either attempt. Ambush stayed down by a goal.
And he overthought that one, Joey. You watch him. He tries to go to his to the inside left foot and kind of break it outside of Toth, but I think he overthinks it. He dribbles right back to his right foot and rushes the shot. But those are the opportunities they need to create.
Has frayed for San Diego. O'Keefe almost takes advantage there. Restarts with Torrealba. Dragging against Ruggles. Left foot. Did that hit a hand of Cerda? O'Keefe tries to make him pay.
There's no
Ambush
way with
bench
the
looking for the hand.
The ball doesn't do that naturally, Joey. Somebody touched it.
Torrealba to Michaud. Michaud looking for space against Morgan. Looks it back. I thought that sprung up off the hand of Cerda in an unnatural position as well.
A soccer ball does not die at a 90-degree angle on its own, Joseph.
Gates.
That had to be somebody making a move. We want to see a
Got
replay
it through
there.
The box. A hot air balloon in Williamson's head. Torrealba works it into the corner. O'Keefe gets it turned back. Torrealba outside the goal line. Torrealba insert Gates. Ruggles picks his pocket. Torrealba does the same, but the ball scooters away into the strong hands of Chris Toth.
Maybe a little bit too early to question the call from the ambush bench. We'll see if the Sockers getting away with one, get some momentum going their way.
Cortez stops Morales, and you have to be very strategic using that challenge flag, because if you get it wrong and you challenge and the call is upheld, then you lose the challenge flag the rest of the way. You would get a fresh one should this game, or part of the series, go to a mini game. Martinez, Yuri, Briggs again! And Quito, that was accidental. Kind of got the back of Toth. So we go under 8, close to the media timeout. Second quarter, Sockers 2, Ambush 1. MASL semis on Galazzo. Sockers this year 16-6-2 overall. Ambush 13-5-6. 44 points against 42 points. Either team could have claimed the shield on the last day of the season. Sockers got it. Mendez, transition. Cortez, soft dive, hard shot. Sprang away from him. Ambush get it to the center circle. Leo, beautiful juggling. And Ozzy allegedly helped him to the floor. Free kick. We'll keep going.
Joey, Pollo's doing a great job of shot stopping, but if you've noticed, not a lot of clean catches on these saves. How much do the San Diego Sockers take advantage of one of these rebounds at a crucial time tonight? Keep watching for that. Pollo getting the stop, but he's letting juicy rebounds up, and a team like the Sockers, they're going to figure that out.
Cerda, Pollo comes sliding out.
Huge.
Got it with the armpit. Now Leo reclaims. Oh, yeah, baby, Cortez again. And Morgan skies it. That'll send us to the media break in the second. Couple of big moments from Pollo Cortez in goal. A controversial non-call against Cerda.
That's a handball, ladies and gentlemen.
Still 2-1 Sockers. On Galazzo.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Will SK in the ambush in the MASL semifinals, trailing 2-1 second quarter against San Diego. Fans of the St. Louis Ambush and the St. Louis Stars, a local St. Louis youth program, have put together a team and will be participating in TST, the soccer tournament, this May and June in Cary, North Carolina. The team, known as the Ambush Stars, will be led by SK. It's also been announced that SK will be joining the USL2 team, which kicks off in early May. You can learn more at stlambush.com. And really enjoyed Chili Willy SK on this network, CBS Sports Galazzo Network, earlier this morning. Mario Falzone receives the pass with SK lurking in the middle. He's out there with Gates and Williamson and Michon. Williamson trying to go corner. Williamson off the glass. Falzone. Did he get the hit? Drifts out to SK. Joey carves it just wide.
Chris Toth has 5 Goalkeeper of the Year awards. I just don't see this being the strategy that breaks this Sockers team today.
He's part of such a great soccer family as well. His father's jersey is retired up in the rafters.
Well, no. They pulled it back down so Chris could wear it.
In San Diego, so symbolically retired. The actual jersey is
Zoltan Toth said, let the kid wear it, bring it down from the rafters.
And Zoltan has been a longtime listener of ours, so I'm sure the family is out there watching tonight from San Diego, where Chris hails from.
He's got to love this broadcast. I think we might be the most goalie-loving broadcast in the entire league, Joey.
We've got, I think, the best goalkeepers in all of the Major Arena Soccer League between these two staffs. Paulo Nascimento, MASL Goalkeeper of the Year finalist, scratch tonight. Julio Cortez.
It's insane, and I did feel very stupid.
Kido, beautiful Torrealba.
Settle the ball.
Kido makes his own space. Miniature golf wide. SK can't keep the candle lit. Morgan backheels it. There's a foul behind the play. Fans think it's just histrionics. Kido's going to be cited for it against Pacheco, who takes a couple extra rolls after getting stung from behind.
Joey, need Daniel to take a touch there. Too many moments against this San Diego team. They're going to decide this game are going to be decided by the lightest little thing. This league decided by the lightest amount of points. The one team this game played, 5-4 in overtime. Everything these teams do this season has been separated by just the slightest decision-making process.
A little bit of daylight there for him to take that shot. Really good ball from Kido, and I like it. He's got to be pulling those shots. That's what Torrealba does. One of them's gotten by Toth. Not that one, though. Cardenas
got to put it on
massive on the defensive end.
Got to get it on frame. If you're going to take that shot without settling in first, you got to put it on frame.
Ambush did get outshot March 22nd at San Diego, I believe by 7 shots, but had a 4-1 lead in that game. It was all about being efficient, finishing the chances that came in front. They got a little help. Ooh, Cardenas made that a bit interesting. Ozzie closes in on Toth. Williamson steps to it, skitters away toward Michaud, and gets put in the first row by Cerda. He's upset with himself after misplaying that slightly. We're less than 5 to go. Second quarter. We'll take a break at half, get you stats and get you scores from earlier in the week. Highlights as well. We'll have Alex Bostavansky catching us up on the latest in the MASL playoffs. This will be the ambushes to take in the corner. Cardenas, the last to take it off the head. Last to touch it. And this is actually going to get set up at the top of the arc because it gets sent over behind the yellow line. And Almeida from the top of the bow and arrow to Ozzie. Santana pestered away from the ball. Torrealba with SK jumping back on the field. Briggs working toward the top of the box. Almeida. SK, 5 goals in the playoffs, 7 points in the opener against KC. That was on the road for St. Louis.
Unbelievable work by him in that game.
Now here at home in game 1 of this 3-game set. Torrealba gets slammed to the board. Blue card comes out.
I mean, I think he sold that one a little bit, Joey. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying he didn't go into the boards. Obviously he did. We heard the bash. But was that 100% a forced bit of momentum from Mijatovic into the walls? I'm not sure about that, Joey.
The bad boy, Stefan Mijatovic, is the first to go to Exile Island.
2-minute power play penalty. San Diego number 24.
It's not fair to call him a bad boy. He only has 21 blue cards in his career.
Latest goes for boarding. And he slams the glass. Right next to our good friend, Nick Hesley. MASL contender for fan of the year in, year out.
I mean, he definitely gave him a little bit of the shoulder, but I don't know if that's a full blue card level bit of shoulder there from Stefan, even considering the positioning.
Well, apropos, in front of the towing group sign, the Cardinal Legacy towing group sign, a little run-in between Mijatovic and Torrealba. Torrealba still on the field.
Nope, didn't need a truck to pull him off.
Michaud with SK and Almeida set up top, and Briggs in the corner, off the wall softly by Michaud to Briggs, back to Michaud. Looking to back heel flick past Toth. Toth, he crams it.
Now, Joey, while we talk on a power play here, I got to correct myself. I've been corrected by the Ambush's staff. They're not looking to get runners in the box a lot of the time. They're looking to create moments in space. And they're going to use people like Daniel Torrealba to pull defenders out of pieces of space and try to open them up in other ones. They're going to use Christian Briggs down low. They're going to use Almeida out wide to pull players out of space so that other players can attack that space. They don't want to attack the space to open things up.
Cardenas gets a steal, and San Diego will be able to get some sand out of the hourglass and more. Michaud a foul in the corner. Michaud very upset. There maybe could have been a blue card, was what Pee Wee Ortega was saying.
I understand why Ortega's making
interior to Cerda, and Cerda, he mishits it, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be, once again, placed in the corner for San Diego.
I mean, I understand Cerda's argument after what just happened and why they're on this penalty.
1 minute exactly left on the penalty kill for San Diego. Pereira and co will work it back all the way to Cardenas. Toth out of his goal and saying, let's take more time away from this ambush power play. Over the top, Cortez climbing the back against Pereira. Michaud slashes it back to Briggs. Still plenty of time to get going if we can get out of our end. Ambush this season, 25 power plays, 8 power play goals. Torrealba scrutinizes the scene. 25 penalty kills, about 74% killed successfully this season for the San Diego defense.
Best in the league. You can see why, just a perfectly compact. Last week we talked to Donnie about how SK had the big game. His line then about Will. big players make big-time plays in big-time games. No game bigger, no play bigger right there than Daniel Torrealba somehow sneaking it under the outstretched arms of the 5-time goalkeeper of the year, Chris Toth. An unbelievable pair of goals for Torrealba to even this one across the last quarter plus. Daniel Torrealba shut out the first 2 games in the playoffs, is on a mission tonight against San Diego.
2-2, and it's just as you were saying, it's such a compact penalty kill defense from San Diego. It takes someone of tremendous precision, as Daniel Torrealba is, to score a goal like that. His second of the night, 2-2 ball game, power play goal, second straight for St. Louis, 1 even strength, 1 power play. They come back from a 2-0 deficit. Riley Urey looking to get this team the first lead with O'Keefe. Left side corner, O'Keefe cut off by Pacheco. Trying to turn it back. Michaud picks up the apple. Assist from Michaud, goal for Torrealba. San Diego trying to offer a response under 2 to go in the half. Morgan mishits it. Golden chance, fed right to him by Pacheco. Easy save for Pollo. Williamson stopped up defensive lip of the circle. He and Tagba slow it down a little bit here. And the flurry right after the goal kind of ebbs for San Diego with now 90 seconds left in the second quarter, 2-2.
Unbelievable that Tavoy Morgan couldn't get a good hit on that. One of the best pure striking players in this entire league, and that one just dies coming off his foot. Not going to get that lucky again if you're the ambush. Have to take advantage of the way that the moments are playing out for them right now.
And Morgan, remember, got shaken up earlier in the game. Obviously, he's still out there, and I think moving pretty well, but you never know. Tagba, he gets jostled. Mendez checking in the referee's crease. Didn't like the whistle. 65 seconds from halftime. Ambush scored within the final minute of the first quarter. Could they replicate here? Tagba off to Martinez. In front of him, Kido. Falzone is right at the top of the box, being marked by Ruggles. Boya Cortez looking for a scoreless 15 minutes in the second. Spoons at Falzone. A couple of guys run into each other. Kido tries to take him by surprise. Serda blocks the shot after Mendez and Ruggles ran into each other. Kido back up in the midfield with Michaud. Brings over to Martinez. Half a minute to go. Tie game, MASL semifinal, first half. Game 1 of 3 potentially between these two teams. Ambush trying to break down the Sockers defense. Briggs straight to nowhere in the corner. Get another crack at it as this drips under 20 seconds to go. And a quarter the Ambush have controlled. Periscoped up to Falzone by Cortez. Drop back through Martinez. Martinez to Briggs. Briggs left foot. They skip a shot. Blocked by Serda under 5 seconds. Falzone trying to go to work. Falzone held off by Serda. And off the wall to Chris Toth to end the first half. Ambush, the only team to score in the second quarter, able to tie it up 2-2. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matt Rocchio. Matt, your thoughts of the first half?
Surprised of what we've seen, Joey. The technique and the veteran experience of San Diego played out so well in the first, but I think we started seeing some of the youth and the speed come to play for the Ambush. I'm still surprised that we have a 2-2 game because they've somehow beat Chris Toth twice on long-range shots. But we talked about it before the game. Can Daniel Torrealba affect this game in different spots? That time he was over on his very favorite left side, the first goal from the right side. He is making the impact.
We've got Angela Sharp down on Axios Field. She's joined by St. Louis Ambush assistant coach Donnie Alberti.
Okay, Donnie, I got to tell you here, I see some stuff happening behind you. You're still in the game, but I'm going to tell you, that play, 2 minutes left, a huge play for you guys. You guys are going to be coming back basically fresh, even Steven. Are you more confident now with the way the Ambush have been playing in that second quarter?
Oh yeah, for sure. They kind of hung back at the beginning, and then we put pressure on, and we think we're wearing them out. We think we're faster, so that's the plan for sure.
That's the plan for sure. Now, I did see some talking and some explaining going on. These are the matches that I think a coach plays for, right? Because there's strategy involved, there's some arguing involved, there's some of that stuff.
Some of that stuff every game. But yeah, for sure, it's a little ramped up in this moment, for sure.
All right, he's ramped up. I'm letting him go back there. Good luck to you today, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Game postgame. Halftime at Axios Field, Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. Deuces up, Sockers 2, Ambush 2. It's the MASL semifinals. Golazo.
Shoot! He scores!
What's up, soccer fans? Alex Bastiavansky here, back in the MASL studio. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. A lot went down over the past few days in the league, and I'm here to tell you all about it in just 5 minutes. So let's go.
Fortunately, the Blast could not convert. Now, Pereira off the inboard in front, and putting it away is Jonathan Mello.
Milwaukee and Baltimore squared off in semifinal number 1 last week, and in game 1, it was the Blast controlling the game most of the way. Juan Pereira had a monster performance for the visitors, racking up 4 points, including that beauty right there. 2 goals, 2 assists, being named the first star in the process. Baltimore held on for the 7-5 win to go up in the best-of-3 series. Game 2 went on Monday, and with the Wave needing a win to survive, it was super rookie Oscar Flores stepping up big time. He was named the game's first star with 3 points, and that total included this.
Almost found Tony Walls on a header far post. Grable keeps it alive.
Oh my goodness, what a goal!
Did he really do that? Oh my goodness! Oscar Flores, who had the goal of the season during the regular campaign, might have one of the playoffs.
That was so good. ESPN Sports Center had it as their number 1 play of the night in all of sports. Unreal. Milwaukee won 5-4 to force the knockout game, which was tied 1-1 with just over a minute remaining.
Sanchez for Hain. Heads it on off the inboard. Ian Bennett battling for position down there. Ian sends it in. They couldn't get it. Hain with a shot for goal! Andre knocks it in!
We're gonna look at this instant replay. Shane Butler already signaling.
High drama. The officials reviewed the play. Now, they were looking for a handball from Ian Bennett here along the boards. The problem was it was just so tough to tell conclusively if it did or didn't happen. So the officials made the call.
Right.
After review, the call on the field stands. That was a goal.
Elation for Milwaukee, heartbreak for Baltimore. The Wave win the knockout game 2-1. They advance to their first Ron Newman Cup final since winning it all back in 2019. Now they await the winner of the series you are watching right now, San Diego and St. Louis. The number 1 seed versus the 4th. During the regular season, they only played once on March 22nd. The Ambush had a 4-1 lead, but the Sockers rallied back to win in OT on this Devoy Morgan goal. So will it be the Sockers or Ambush facing the Wave in the grand finale? We shall see. And there was some other big news going down last week.
And we are excited to announce that we have purchased the team and we'll be moving it here, opening here in Lehigh Valley this coming fall.
That was a press conference in Allentown, Pennsylvania, where it was announced that an MASL franchise has been granted to Lehigh Valley to begin play next season. It'll be co-owned by Rob and Jim Brooks, who also own the Lehigh Valley Phantoms of the American Hockey League, who play out of the gorgeous PPL Center. So the two teams will share the building. It is a huge step forward for the MASL, who, as Commissioner Keith Tozer mentioned at the press conference, is thrilled to have the new franchise aboard. Time now for the top plays from the Milwaukee-Baltimore semifinal series.
And Perez was going to come out. Here comes Pereira. Oh, my goodness.
He scores on the counterattack off the Wave restart.
It's right here in Milwaukee. Sanchez fires just a bit out. Rebound, follow Perez! And we're back to even at one apiece. No doubt Danny, who coached the Blast for 16 seasons, has what a move there by Alejandro Chavez for the advantage here. Kane lays it off, great pass coming through. Shot!
Oh, what a goal!
Oh, Alex Sanchez! Had to play it off the inboard and looking for Carvalho, couldn't get it. Correa!
Oh, Cesar!
Sports-wise and otherwise. Oh, what a shot there.
That was one.
Far post. Grable keeps it alive.
Oh, my goodness. What a goal.
What
a goal.
Do that? Oh, my goodness. Off the inboard, Ian Bennett battling for position down there. Ian sends it in. They couldn't get it. Hayden with a shot, the goal! Andre knocks it in! And for the first time since 2019, the Milwaukee Wave is going to the Ron Newman Cup Championship.
And that's going to wrap up this week's show, but just a reminder, of course, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Halftime at the Family Arena. Ambush Soccer, the Major Arena Soccer League, the chase for the Ron Newman Cup in the semifinal round on Golazo. Ambush fell behind 2-0, but forged back to a 2-2 tie here in the first half. Opening look, it was pretty good defense from the Ambush with Tagba blocking a shot, but Cesar Cerda cleans it up on the backside. Cerda slides it home early to make it 1-0 Sockers. They added another in the first quarter. This time it was Pereira. Off the wall, little shake, little bait. Then hammers it off the far post past Pollo Cortez, the starting keeper tonight for St. Louis. Daniel Torrealba, he has willed this Ambush team back level. His first one came in the final minute of the first quarter. Torrealba saying this is my house. His first of the playoffs, and it wasn't long after in the second that he added his second. Off a nifty little feed from Jeff Michaud. Picture perfect from Torrealba to equalize at 2 goals apiece and a little celebration, perhaps for a young one coming soon. The baby celebration for Torrealba after scoring the goal, his second against the Sockers. 2-2 at half. We're back with the start of the third quarter. Joey Zanaboni joined by Matt Rocchio and Angela Sharp after this on CBS Sports, Golazo Network.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
2-2 ball game. Sockers visiting the Ambush. MASL semifinals on Golazo. Ambush outshot them on goal 18-15. But the Sockers had 9 block shots in the opening half. Good duel of goalkeepers. Pollo Cortez with MASL Goalkeeper of the Year candidate Paulo Nascimento, a late scratch. Pollo Cortez has made 7 saves. Chris Toth on the other side, 9. Stefan Mijatovic, what a surprise, is the only blue card in the game. There's Toth getting warmed up. Should be a close and exciting second half. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matt Rocchio.
What about 21 career blue cards makes you say that, Joey? Come on.
Reading patterns here, I suppose. Yuri and SK, they're in the middle of the pattern.
Excuse me, Alan Turing.
And Paulo, he is not dressed tonight. What a season he's had at 40 years young, and what a game he had. Game 2 and the knockout game against Kansas City. sending us to this round.
And Joey, how about this? Not one of the only future Hall of Famers sitting out today, Craig Chales. Usually, who's only used in very sparing moments this season, not on the playoff roster for the Sockers.
To SK. He's that club legend with the great mustache.
3 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs. No Chales there, and then the ambush again without their veteran leader in Pablo Nascimento. So the playoffs for both of these squads forcing some changes that they did not play with here in the regular season. Now, it's a little bit different. Soccer is kind of dialed in the Chales playtime this year.
How much depth you have to have when you're missing somebody like Craig or you're missing somebody like Paulo. And the ambush, theoretically on the youth and energy side, should favor us in the series, but on that experience side, it's the Sockers. Briggs, Morgan, a little tangled there. Briggs maybe doing a bit of holding at the top of the arc. He's right up with Morgan, the striker on the Sockers team that has Serda, one of their goal scorers, getting by Ozzy. Corner. Morgan jammed up so well by Briggs.
Briggs also needs to watch the pull there.
So strong.
When you raise the jersey where you can see the undershirt, that's usually a good way to get a whistle.
Mendez takes it out to the left side. Briggs, originally from Trinidad and Tobago, came to the St. Louis area at 18 to play with St. Louis University. He's one of these guys you love to see get rewarded on this big stage with a chance deep in the playoffs. Through ball intended for Serda out of his reach. Ozzy follows him as De Andrade gets it back. There's been some severe weather in the St. Louis and St. Charles area, but still a good, strong crowd and spirited as well here at the Family Arena.
A championship day in St. Louis. The World Cup trophy was here earlier today before being driven out by some of this inclement weather. So MASL playoffs, FIFA World Cup, it's winner's time in St. Louis soccer right now.
Trophy on display not too far away at Westport Plaza, just over 5 miles here from the Family Arena. As you get on 364 West out to St. Charles across the Missouri River. And
you got a GPS in your head?
Pereira comes unstapled. SK gets the take. I had to look up all those names before the game as far as geography goes. Pereira, turn and hit. Standing bicycle, pelotons it way up over the goal. We're still 2-2, about 2 minutes into the third.
Central.
Big Ron Williamson out to Torrealba. 2 goals in his column. Over to O'Keefe. And Torrealba shown the floor by Raymond, defensive lip of the circle on the San Diego side. Raymond was like he went down real easy. Torrealba gets up. Tagba at the controls. He had a breakaway in the first half but couldn't capitalize.
And Joey, while we have a tie game, let's remind people, unlike some other soccer tournaments you may have been seeing lately, the aggregate score does not matter here in the MASL, so it doesn't matter if anyone takes a big lead tonight. All that matters is who's up at the end. You'll take one game and you'll go to San Diego for game 2. No aggregate, just finals.
Deflected off the boot of Torrealba. Ruggles challenges. Williamson was waiting for it to come down, but it doesn't matter. Whistle on the contact, and Torrealba in the chest of Ruggles gives him a little, hey, how are ya, plus more.
And that's another one. Drew Ruggles, former Defensive Player of the Year. These are the kind of guys who have mastered the dark arts. These are the kind of guys who are going to force you into making a mistake you don't want to make. 220 career regular season games. That's almost 200 more than Daniel Torrealba. Drew Ruggles knows what he's doing when he gets into an attacker's head like that.
If I'm not mistaken, they were top 2 in power plays in the MASL, 33 this year, San Diego. So they know how to draw blue cards, and they have not drawn one tonight.
You can watch it. That's Torrealba, both in the second and now third quarter. And that time he was pushing a player and almost pushed the ref. You're right teetering on the edge if you're Torrealba. You're the reason your team's tied. You cannot afford to sit for 2 minutes.
Only Mijatovic has drawn a blue card in this game. This is Morgan in the corner, fronted by Briggs. Leo comes combating through. Quito and Falzone make it come unglued. Martinez down the left side in the back of Cardenas. Super Mario Falzone hits it straight on to Toth. Falzone trying to get going in this game. They've had him mark well.
Beautiful save there by Chris Toth. Another bounce going the ambush's way. They tried to go across the defense there. A little bit of a tip. Slowed it down and put it on a tee for Falzone. Great save, though, by Toth. Ambush continue to get the bounces, Joey, but they're not capitalizing on them completely.
Falzone on the short list for Newcomer of the Year. What a breath of fresh air with some fantastic finishes this season for St. Louis.
Also a breath of fresh air, a Scotsman named Mario. Didn't see that one coming.
Super Mario Falzone, we know they're listening tonight in Edinburgh, Scotland. Hello to all the Falzone supporters out there across the pond. 2-2, about 5 into this third quarter. Pereira trying to back in against Williamson. Yuri went to ground to make sure he didn't get through. Cardenas.
You know, Joey, I'm going to be in Edinburgh while the Ambush are potentially playing in the championship final. Should I find some Falzone fans to hang out with?
Williamson says about 10 rows deep. Yeah, find him out there. I'm sure that you can find him through our feed on MASL TV and CBS Sports Golazo Network.
How great of a look would it be for the league if we got a little watch party going in Edinburgh for the championship?
That would be fantastic.
That's where the MASL takes over. That's where we go international, ladies and gentlemen.
Leo runs by it. Morales the same. Pereira finally to Ruggles. Inches high, stays in. Morales corner. Michaud right on him. Leo! Little piece of the post. Straight out to Ruggles. Pereira from the crow's nest.
Again, it's not luck.
Good take by
Martinez. Their way.
Cerda came off the bench. Clogs up the transition. Falzone back to SK. Discerning things. SK into Ruggles' boots. Sprays out to Briggs. Tagba comes walking off the bench. Falzone goes back to the bench. Torrealba joins the action. Gates as well, out of the gate, looking for a ball from Tagba. Tagba instead takes it middle of the field. Got held up, looking for a call. Now he goes down hard on a soft touch, and Morales is whistled for the foul. Tagba has the world's closest Zoom meeting with him. The refereeing crew, this crew of Trimbles, they have certainly been busy, mostly just conversational tonight, trying to keep these guys separated. Torrealba to Gates, down low, Briggs!
Ambush lead!
Can't wait to see the graphic on that tic-tac-toe play from the Ambush. One of the best pieces of passing you'll ever see from this Ambush side as they unlock this San Diego Soccer defense. Incredible passing here. John Gates, quick little movement there, but we also got to talk about the Daniel Torrealba slicing diagonal pass that opened up John Gates, and then a perfect play for the young man Gates, following in his father's footsteps, trying to win some championships for St. Louis Soccer. Beautiful little nifty move, and then Christian Briggs. He keeps getting better, Joey. The improvements over the last 5 years. He's been one of the best defenders this season. He's gotten clutch goals in the last round, and now Christian Briggs stepping up and finishing off an incredible sequence from the Ambush and to take a 3-2 lead.
What does it remind you of, if not the goal that sealed the deal, the second of the knockout 15-minute game that sent the Ambush into the semifinal round? Briggs comes up huge for the second straight game at Family Arena. Throws the Siteman Cancer Center ball to the fans. 3 straight for the Ambush. Soccer is looking to offer a response.
Assisted by number 23, John Gates.
Morgan. Paper clips it.
Riley Uri's speed so crucial there to be able to follow the runner. Leo's able to get away from guys, not with pure speed. In that time, Uri, though, did use his speed to close it out.
Andrade, gloves of Pollo off the bleached hair of Uri. O'Keefe emerges, steps by Leo. Pacheco envelopes back on defense. O'Keefe, right foot, well wide. Michaud, collection. Morgan takes him by surprise. Cardenas. Sockers, will they fade late, or do they have enough in these veteran legs to come back? Trailing for the first time. Quito on the back there, a bit of De Andrade whistled for the foul.
Speed of the Ambush, the youth, the legs of the Ambush seems to be changing this game just a little bit. I don't want to call it luck. They're getting the bounces, but you create your own bounces in this game, and usually being the quicker team, being the team that's reacting quicker is what creates those bounces. Ambush have been that for the last quarter and a half.
Ooh. Briggs hatchets down Pereira. Pereira, at least according to Briggs, selling it a bit. Strikes his shoulders. Ball's going to be placed very close to the corner spot. Free kick. 7:43 to go in the third. Ambush 4-1 this season when tied at halftime. Now have a lead at 3-2 after going to the locker rooms 2-2.
Looked like he did chop him down a little from the back there. Good call.
do think they got this one right.
Yeah.
Kyle Trimble joined by Drew Klemp, Matt Geringer, and Michael Heath Jr. as the 4 main officials for this one. Pereira with Gonzalez right behind him, and Morales behind. That somehow goes to the top of the bookshelf, bar down. Pereira, his second of the night. Fantastic finish, ties the game, going to the media timeout in the third.
It feels like a magic trick, but when the guy is able to do it as often as Pereira has in his career, over 500 points, almost 300 goals, and it's because he does magical stuff like that, where he hits the ball, it looks like it disappears and then reappears to hit the netting. We're gonna go to break here. 7:42 left in this third quarter. San Diego Sockers have knotted this one up at 3 goals apiece here on Galazzo.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider for the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Halfway through the third stanza, tied 3-3. These two teams that went to overtime about a month ago at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California. Level terms after the goal by Pereira following the foul of Briggs. This is a foul coming against San Diego as Torrealba gets sent to the ground right outside the referee's crease. Gonzalez, Torrealba, and it's stopped up. And I gotta make a correction on that. That was Cardenas, not Gonzalez, on the foul.
Little dip on his ship for Torrealba, thinking he can just sneak that one past Toth. But heck, he's gotten 2 already. Why not?
Why not make it 3 soon enough? Torrealba.
Hey, Joey, if he scores all 3 of his goals,
SK won at entry. Is there to held him off
on an average of like 20 yards from goal. I'm buying a lottery ticket. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm having Daniel Torrealba buy me a lottery ticket.
SK looking for a lottery ticket in deep. Cardenas carves it. Morales corrals it. Togba and Ozzy swirl it away. Togba stolen by Morales. Togba does enough. Keeps him from getting anything more than a flick off, a little spoon.
Fair to say that Togba might be a prototypical, you love him when he's on your team, but you hate him when he's on any other squad? Because he is a pest to play against, but man, he's a pest you love when he's on your offense.
Gave us a lot of problems when he was with KC as part of the I-70 series that continued into these Ron Newman Cup playoffs.
Effort, intensity, physicality, speed, quickness, that's what Togba brings, and it's perfect for this offense.
O'Keefe, Raymond busts it up. Togba in his second stint with the ambush. Michaud against 2 on the wall. After this, just squeeze the fans inside the glass.
Falzone's got another tough battle with Stefan down low.
Williamson. Martinez crochets it back through Pollo. Lifts it to Falzone. Bounce it back to Gates. Gates switch to Falzone. Inside, headed back. Pee Wee Ortega goes down to the floor.
I love a good sliding or low chest or sliding header to get back to the goalie. One of the cleanest defensive plays in this league you'll make.
Briggs, Pereira on the defense, Mendez on the steal. Briggs gets back though, intercepts the pass of Mendez. Gates, Mendez got him.
He even sells a foul like a guy who's been watching people do it since the late 80s. He sells the foul like a second generation
legacy player, yeah.
I mean, he's been watching it for so long. Even the way he sells it is so prototypical.
Had his father out at Hot Shots recently. Will SK hot shot, up Toth! Tried to snow cone it, Quito almost forced it in. Cardenas for the second time tonight. Keeps it out of the back of the net on the line. Torrealba! Glove work, Toth, SK generates the second opportunity.
Joey, the Ambush prepared to play 2 great goaltenders tonight.
Briggs, knuckleball! How about that? Yo-Yo's one home! Briggs with his second straight! Ambush lead!
The bounces keep coming for the St. Louis Ambush, and this time it's somehow Christian Briggs. The ball dies over Cardenas. I mean, he has been having such a great game, Cardenas, excuse me, and somehow that one catches something and just dies behind Cardenas. And Toth, I think expecting that one more in the middle between the 2 pipes, breaks.
Wrong-footed him.
Has it go to the left of him instead and completely misreads it. I was just about to talk about how the goaltending for this team has been so incredible. Even Cardenas is surprising us, and that's when he slips it by. The bounces continue in the Ambush's favor. Can they still take advantage with a slight 1-goal lead?
Brings
unbelievable, Joey.
Seeing eye visits the optometrist's office, and seeing eye's one through for the second lead of the night for St. Louis.
I'm trying to imagine if you would have shown these 4 goals to Phil Savaggio before this game, if he would have believed you.
Oh, and would he believe this? They answer right back. Well, the Sockers are pretty good at doing that, so I think he would believe it. Morales, second ball. Crams one in, near post, 4:36 to go in the third. We're tied once again at 4-4.
Becoming a rough one here for the Ambush after they score. Sockers just keep on punching back there. Defense might have gotten a little flat-footed there. Tavoy puts his wide. James Togba got caught ball watching, and then it's very easy. Luis Morales is just going to place that one in the net there. Ambush need to watch those secondary runners, those second balls. Togba takes his eye off for just a moment, and the Ambush pay.
Here we go. 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. It's a whole new ball game again. And the Ambush a little shaky off the restart. Cerda, he'll go to it on a free kick outside the referee's crease after a Martinez foul. Anybody's contest, semi-final. Ambush hoping to be in the championship series against Milwaukee. It would take place weekend of April 24th to start, either April 24th or 25th here at the Family Arena. Check out MASL Arena on X for more. San Diego won't let us out easy. Togba down the left side treadmill. Mijatovic, he's the one to send it over the wall. Briggs had a goal here against Kansas City in both games. 2 goals tonight. What a performance in front of these Ambush fans. Restarts it for the Ambush. Gates and SK. Can't make anything of it up top. Williamson in the back. Under 4, tied 4-4. Gates. Back to Williamson. Will SK. Puyo Cortez way out of his roost. Long ball, Torrealba. Comes off the glass with some oomph. Torrealba works to just get it back to Cortez. Braces by Torrealba and Briggs. Pereira brace on the other side. For San Diego, Raymond sticks his derriere into Gates, wins that. De Andrade. And Gates gave him a little shove. Michaud came sliding over, but this foul should go on Gates. We'll set it up.
Pretty easy call there.
Basically the spot of it.
Michaud might have gotten lucky that the call came before potentially some contact in his slide tackle. Could have been worse. But either way, good chance here for the Sockers. See what they got out here. Leo, Morales, Pereira, and Charlie Gonzalez. Their point per game.
Pereira, the magician. Slide into Gonzalez. San Diego. They take a lead with just under 3 to go in the third.
Just so many weapons on the field at once. Charlie Gonzalez, one of the best. 300 points in his career, almost 200 goals, and he's well over a point per game player in the playoffs because he does things like that, just steps into that one easily, wide open, no ambush player, really marking him, really causing him to have to move there. It's just him and Puyo separated by 20 yards, and he closes that quickly. Gives San Diego a big 5-4 lead.
They led at 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, and this is their first lead since 2-1. Sockers 5, Ambush 4. Yuri Kido, Togba, Williamson, O'Keefe out there. St. Louis trying to battle back again. Williamson lets it loose, off the wall. Good steal by O'Keefe, softly done, wanted Yuri. Toth no choice but to go with the toe. De Andrade pocket knifes it downfield. Williamson unicorn horns it back. Cortez ejected. Cerda with the hustle got the header. Mendez trying to go to work against Williamson. What a game, back and forth. Thank you for being with us every step of the way, or if you just joined on Golazo. Ambush trailing by a goal at home, game 1 of 3. Semifinal round, MASL playoffs. Winner gets Milwaukee in the championship series. Morgan through the wickets of Togba. Gonzalez, the latest goal scorer for San Diego. Morales, who's been on the board as well. To Cardenas, parabolas one to Morgan, steps back to it against Martinez. Cardenas, Martinez went down for the block, shot wide. Kido, Cerda got ahead to Martinez. Looked like he got kicked there by Leo. Togba at least wanted the whistle. Now Kido, he's sent on a tumbling act. This time the Ambush get the benefit of the call against Leo.
Precedent has been set tonight. You can get away with the first piece of contact in those kind of runs, but they will call the second one almost every time.
76 seconds left in the third. Torrealba wants a hat trick. Toth at the very last fraction of a second goes to his left on a lunge.
Justin, the man has no ceiling on his confidence. 2 goals into this game, he thinks he can score from anywhere. And right now,
Torrealba elbowed, and this time it's Leo again who's having that discussion. Doesn't like these calls going against him.
I was going to say, we have no reason to doubt him, though.
Torrealba! Oh, my God. Off the underside of the bar. Did not take an ambush bounce. There's been 2 cleared off the line. Post, bar, ambush have come so close yet so far.
I'm done being shocked by this kid. He's just going to do anything from anywhere at this point in this game. He's over on that left spot. He's calling for the ball.
Santana locked up with Cerda and drags Cerda down. Ozzy fearless. Cerda grinning at him as the clock stops with 35 seconds to go in the third. 5-4. Ambush trailing. Ambush have season tickets available for next season. Season ticket holders get free parking and guaranteed promo items. Stay tuned to Ambush social media and stlambush.com to lock in for the 2026-2027 season. Mijatovic Well, the Sockers just work it around methodically and look for that last shot of the third. They've outscored St. Louis 3-2 in the third after the teams went to the locker rooms halftime tied deuces. Brings has scored twice in the quarter. Arcs it, Mijatovic chases it down, 6 seconds, stays in off the Spirit Dancers sign. Final seconds, we're going to the fourth. Anybody's ball game, game one of this 3-game semifinal series.
It's been a close game, back and forth, an incredible third quarter. And how about this from Daniel Torrealba? An unbelievable try, almost puts it in.
We're back at this on Golazo.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
Family Arena in St. Charles. We are watching the ball toss as the St. Louis Ambush and the San Diego Sockers get ready for the fourth quarter here in St. Charles, Missouri. This is a great little in-between quarters break for the kids. It benefits Backstoppers, great local charity here in the St. Louis area, benefiting first responders. Thanks to Angela Sharp. She's been our in-arena host tonight, and she's going to rejoin us whenever this one goes final. 5-4 Sockers, fourth quarter on the agenda. Overtime, very possible. That would be a sudden death OT if we get there. Daniel Torrealba, so close so far. Hat trick. I mean, a near perfect shot. Just didn't get the bounce off the bottom of the bar. San Diego outscored St. Louis 3-2 in the third. They've got a 1-goal lead as Jeff Locker's team prepares to come back out for the fourth. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matthew Rocchio.
Out of 48 regular season games, these two teams combined to have 25 of those be 1-goal games. Also talking about the close ones, these teams combined to go to overtime 17 times this season. In those 1-goal games, Ambush finished just below 500. On the other side, those Sockers 8-2-2 in those 1-goal games. So, as we've seen this history, the veteran play, the record, points us to this fourth quarter and potentially in overtime being in the Sockers' favor. But the Ambush's entire personality this season has been overcoming obstacles and being a team they've never been up until this point. Here's a great time to prove it.
Only 3 teams remain in the chase for the Ron Newman Cup. Wave took care of business. Flores had a SportsCenter #1 goal to send them through in a couple of games against the Baltimore Blast. The team that meets them, I would not be surprised if this one was a one-goal game, Game 2 was a one-goal game, Game 3 was a one-goal game if it goes that far. Ambush 5-2-6 one-goal games this season. San Diego 8-2-2. They are up by a goal as they restart it. And they go through Morgan, slices it to Leo. Short post, Pollo gets in the way. Ozzy tries to turn it out. Rejected right back to Pollo. Unleashed long when it Falzone transition. Toth comes out to stamp it loose. Headed by Williamson. Pacheco returns the favor. Jeff Michaud bounces it to Falzone, and Falzone gets sent down by Mijatovic. Free kick Ambush about 30 seconds into the fourth. San Diego 5, Ambush 4.
A little high there from Stefan. Easy call for the Ambush to get the restart.
Riley Uri up top. He'll go out wide from the bow and arrow. Michaud, Ozzy out there. Ozzy tries to squeeze it into SK. Pacheco, Pollo Cortez. Elevator music. Toth comes out to field the pop fly. Michaud that time the deepest. Cerda started the scoring in the first. Bank vaulted back through the keeper and Mijatovic. It's the pass out wide. Cerda to De Andrade. De Andrade dragging against SK. Tries the same thing against Williamson. And Williamson nice and sturdy on the take. He's getting forward with Uri. Poked away by Gonzalez. On the MASL side, Williamson taps it to himself and gets off the field with Uri as Torrealba comes back on. Alongside Briggs, Togba coming off the bench with O'Keefe as well. Gates over to Torrealba against Cerda. Right foot straight into him. Gates picks up the pieces. Torrealba. O'Keefe didn't get the turn inch against Mijatovic. Pereira, who's got a brace in this game, wins. O'Keefe wins it back on the bad back pass. Short space, he and Gates. Back through Togba. 2 minutes into the fourth. Ambush still down by a goal. Torrealba goes to his signature move. Cerda pushes him away from the ball. Pereira. Gates squeegeed it away and gets called for a foul that he hates. Free kick in the Ambush end for San Diego. Cardenas. Gonzalez just wide.
We've talked a lot about the success of San Diego over the years, Joey. Phil Savaggio has won a championship each of these past 3 decades. The 09-10 season was the first one. They've won another 5 across the last 16 years for 6 total in his career. And this group he's had, almost all of them have been here for the 3 latest ones, as San Diego tries to overcome their loss against Chihuahua last year and sit atop this league once again.
Morgan, one of their very familiar faces.
So good. I mean, he's only been here 5-6 years, but every year it's just consistency. 30, 40 points, 20 or so goals. Tavoy Morgan, one of the most consistently deadly players in this entire league and on this roster, and it's a roster full of future Hall of Famers.
Only 5 or 6 years. That's how long you and I have been around.
There we go.
The MASL.
Not long enough.
Cerda. Pereira. Togba. Almost cut it out. Mendez.
Might have been a mistake by Mendez. His run took his defender Togba into the ball for Pereira. That's one of those things where the young player like Mendez needs to watch his positioning. Let the veteran work.
It's down the middle of the field, but Pereira can't get it to him. Briggs on the take. Lollipop toward Kido, though, gets over his head. Clock melts down to 11 remaining regulation. A scoreless fourth quarter so far. San Diego maintains the 1-goal lead. Without Paulo Nascimento tonight, Ambush will be interesting to see if we go to a 6th attacker who they would play. Probably SK. He gets the steal. Oh! Togba got it through the wickets to him on the nutmeg pass, but SK sends it north of the bar. What a beautiful play. Kido to Togba to SK, but no finish.
I'm just sad that highlight will die and not live forever in the history of the St. Louis Ambush. What a pass through, as you called them, the wickets there.
Croquet work.
To set up an incredible moment.
Morgan, big save. With the top hand by Cortez. Back over to Leo. De Andrade feeds him, chips the keeper. San Diego, for the second time tonight, builds a 2-goal lead.
And that is a big goal for Nilton De Andrade, one of the only players on this Sockers roster who doesn't have.
Yeah, he fed Leo, and Leo, little hoist. Fairly simple finish on the De Andrade feed.
Second game of De Andrade's playoff career. Second time he's scored in a playoff game. A beautiful feed there to Leo. His third career playoff assist for De Andrade. Leo, though, long-time veteran with plenty of points in the playoffs, and he adds another one there as they have put up a crucial 2-goal, 6-4 lead.
And again, usually Ambush will use Paulo Nascimento at least partially as a sixth attacker.
Yep.
It's not him, it's SK, but he's a last-minute scratch tonight. And watching from the bench as you start to puzzle those things out. No need to panic. Ambush have come back from bigger deficits than this to at least even a game in the playoffs already.
Came away from this deficit earlier in the game.
We're down 2-0 and then built leads. 3-2, 4-3. 3 straight though for San Diego. Ozzy down the right side against Pee-wee. Got a shot off, Toth. Diving save. Back off the board, under 10 to go, regular play. Williamson. Torrealba's out wide left. Torrealba signaling for the ball. Instead it goes right to Ozzy. O'Keefe is in deep. Ozzy to his left foot. Hits it hard into Raymond. Ping pongs to the other side. Cortez way out of his box. Togba comes back on the field. Martinez as well with Gates. Torrealba still out there. Williamson back heels. The blue boots of Togba. Now the blue boots of Martinez. Rennie Martinez, who has a walk-off game-winning overtime goal here this season against Kansas City. Across the board to Williamson, Togba. Gates is on the left side. Martinez is on the right side. Not even with the top of the box. Gates receiving one off the wall. Cerda does some plow work. Cerda off the Sightman side. Forward, Raymond, corner. Williamson, Gates closing it down. Williamson squeezes out of the toothpaste bottle all the way to Cortez, who is like using his hand as a fan to breeze it into the box. Torrealba to Martinez. Ruggles fronting him. Torrealba. 2 goals and a bar in the game. Gates back to Togba, and Torrealba was taken down. So a foul against San Diego. Ambush set up well. 8:28 to go in the fourth, trailing 6-4.
Efficiency is going to have to come into play here. Chances like this cannot be wasted. You got to put shots on goal. 34 so far this game for the Ambush, but a lot of blocks, a lot of shots right at Toth so far tonight.
Almeida. Chili Willie SK held off the scoreboard tonight. Over to Torrealba. Lucas Almeida, the veteran. Over to SK, rolls it. Michaud and Briggs on the field as well. Torrealba finds Almeida, mishit it initially, then passes it behind Briggs. Cerda patient. Leo transition. SK tracks him. Uses himself as a shield. Cortez gets it in the breadbasket. Distribution out to SK. Chile. Corner. Wall wanted Kido. Cerda touching around Togba. Togba zooms back. Give him a bump. Cerda feeds. Gonzalez. Puello hits it off the lines official. And the lines official is going to stop it. He's going to say it was on me. That was my bad. After that, and it's going to be dropped in here to Puello Cortez.
Good call by him. Definitely gave it a little bit of a tip there. That kind of killed it up the wall. Gave the Ambush too much of an advantage on that play defensively.
Falzone trying to corkscrew against Mijatovic.
Steps, he's just a big body, and not a lot of times in this sport does being just a big physical body come into play well, but down there right against the boards, Stefan's going to win a lot more battles than he loses.
And they've kind of taken Falzone out of this game. He had a couple of goals against him last month.
And I think, and again, Stefan, 2-week trialer for this team that finally got a job, that finally got put on the full roster, and I really think being able to dial him in with that size, going against the target ways of Mario Falzone, that was a pretty easy call to make by Salvaggio, and so far it's been absolute gangbusters for this Sockers defense.
Tagba, good anticipation, swords it out to Leo, and Leo, he smacks the half volley way up over the frame. That'll take us to the media timeout, fourth quarter. San Diego Sockers 6, St. Louis Ambush 4. It's the MASL semifinals on Golazo.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Think the refs missed one? Find out on Under Review with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. The MASL's most controversial show. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube.
$2,393 in attendance tonight despite some severe weather outside in St. Charles, Missouri. Good crowd, hoping the Ambush can come back from a 6-4 deficit. Controlling the ball out of the media timeout here in the fourth.
Hoping they can catch another Ambush game here this season.
That'll be on either the 24th or 25th if the Ambush can get through to the championship round. Check out St. Louis Ambush across social media and stlambush.com. If that applies, Ambush hoping to win and hold serve at home. Give themselves two chances, a full game and a knockout mini game to advance that championship series against Milwaukee. Gates, Martinez.
And here's something when we talk about the San Diego team, if they move on, they have won 6 championships, Joey. They've played in 7, which means they've only ever lost once after making it past this round, and that was last year. So this is a team that knows what they're about, and they want some revenge on this league from last season.
And against a team that's no longer in the league in Chihuahua.
That won 3 in a row.
It would be a completely new opponent for them. Check out stlambush.com for the full schedule for this postseason. 7 o'clock Central Time Sunday for Game 2 at Front Wave Arena, that incredible facility, still basically brand new in Oceanside, California. Michaud, as that one stayed in, rolls it past Cerda. Kido gets into the box for Toth to vacuum up.
And Joey, we're starting to enter sixth attacker territory for the Ambush. Final 3 or 4 minutes, down by 2. Pink jersey for Will Eske's got to make an appearance.
He's still out there as one of the 5 attackers with the goalie. Cortez got a steal. De Andrade, though, almost makes something out of nothing. Luckily, Michaud back to axe it away. Torrealba, he's by the bench where the ball goes out as he will restart it for the Ambush. Williamson. Ozzy appears, referee's crease. Ozzy. Dart fishes by Mijatovic. Mijatovic catches up. Oh, sends him to ground. Ozzy hits it hard, blocked by Raymond. Top of the arc. Mijatovic slams it off the Solomon sign ultimately. And 2 SK. Yields to Torrealba. Torrealba, it got through. Neither Toad nor Mijatovic played it, but nobody could take it out of the mailbox of the Ambush. Ozzy pops up, and the Ambush will stay on this end.
Gotta think, Joey, Will Eske out there right now. Next time he hits the bench, as it is in the hands right now of the head coach, he's actually pointing to Will Eske and the pink jersey. As soon as Will Eske subs out, he will return to the field in a pink jersey as the 6th attacker for the Ambush.
Timeout St. Louis. Lucas Almeida, who almost certainly will take the restart, calls the timeout, functions as basically an assistant coach on this team in the bench, and he knows it's a good time to take it. Ambush, I think you put the 6th attacker on here. Jeff Walker has carried the pink jersey out to Will Eske, and he tosses it to him.
Yeah, they had that plan. Eske had a really long shift there, Joey. Anytime he would have been in quicker, I think they would have gotten out there. As soon as Ozzy skied that one, you knew next move was going to be pink jersey for Will Eske. Under 4 minutes, 2 goals against one of the best defensive teams in the league. You got to go to that 6th attacker, and you got to find something here for the Ambush to change this game.
After it got up and deflected by San Diego, they set up St. Louis the corner kick, and you have to take advantage of any restart, especially a corner with only 3:56 to go. Soccer scored twice in the first. Cerda, then Pereira, then Torrealba with about a minute to go in the first scored. Torrealba scored again in the second. That was the only goal in the second quarter. The third quarter, fruitful for both teams. San Diego outscored St. Louis 3-2. Christian Briggs scored twice for St. Louis. It was Pereira and Morales and Gonzalez, and then Leo de Oliveira scored the only goal of the fourth so far.
Joey, against 6th attackers or with 6th attackers, the Sockers are the best team in the league. They scored 11 6th attacker goals. They only allowed 2 6th attacker goals. That is best in the entire league. The closest was the 4 allowed by St. Louis. St. Louis on the other side, the lowest scoring 6th attacking team with just 4 goals. To your point though, a lot of the times they didn't lean on the 6th attacker to give them goals. They would play with Pablo Nascimento and get goals other ways late in games. But nonetheless, this is a team that has the lowest amount of goals for as a 6th attacker, going up against the best 6th attacking defense in the league. Kind of a tough matchup here for the Ambush. Hard to think they're going to break through with 2 goals here against this defense and with a lack of experience in this mode.
Almeida with SK right behind him and Michaud behind SK. A tattered wall for the Sockers. Almeida, it's up top with Williamson, low shot. Toth comes bobsledding out, gets the bottom of the boot to it. Pings out over the Solomon Contractors side. SK. Surveys the scene. 3:40. Rolled across the turf to Torrealba. Michaud, Briggs is down low. Almeida's right in front of the goalie. SK back to Williamson. Torrealba. SK defers to Briggs. Almeida softly off the wall. Wanted SK instead straight to Pacheco. Leo, the latest goal scorer in the game, out to Pee Wee Ortega. Cerda knifes it. SK looking to keep his composure against Pacheco. Torrealba. Little flick there. Round the leg to Williamson as we close it on 3 to go. Leo disrupts. It gets back to Toth. Toth out of the stratosphere, drops onto the ambush side. Theoretically, SK can still use his hands in the box. If it's ever necessary, he can still basically be the goalie. Rolls it across to Michaud. Torrealba couldn't keep it. Serna, that's great emergency defending the halfway line by Williamson. SK to Michaud. Briggs! To a little deflection, a ball that lacks nutrition. Now Pacheco. He escorts it downfield, well wide of the goal on one touch. Williamson runs back to it. 2 and change to go. Ambush still down by 2. Semifinals, MASL playoffs. Game 1 of 3 on Golazo. SK, Martinez, Torrealba, Briggs!
He's got the hat trick, baby! Ambush back within 1!
Over a decade with St. Louis across his chest for the Billikens in the ambush, and that's gotta be his first hat trick. What a game for Christian Briggs here. Game 1 of the semifinals, and he's stepping up with a hattie to put the ambush back within 1. Beautiful long ball there. Briggs, no need to settle it, goes airborne even to catch that one.
Torrealba, that's
rare
a
finish.
Beauty, and Briggs wastes no time.
I mean, through the smallest window as Toth is closing out his near post and barely gets it over the leg and under the arm. And to your point, an incredible pass from Torrealba, 2 goals, and now a assist on a 3rd one. Torrealba and Christian Briggs have come to play for the ambush tonight.
Timeout San Diego. They love Briggs. Veteran presence who's upped his scoring in 3 straight. Number 3 with 3, a 3rd straight game in these playoffs with a goal. Ambush back within 6-5, 2:08 to play. These 2393 in attendance tonight at the Family Arena going wild, and we hope that these Ambush fans will join us for several summer camps, clinics, and a summer 3v3 tournament during the offseason. More information will be available on the Ambush website in the coming weeks and on social media. You can also sign up to receive the Ambush newsletter, which contains info about upcoming events, appearances, tickets, and more. Sign up at stlambush.com. I'm Joey Zanaboni. We've got Angela Sharp on the field. Once this one goes final, Matt Rocchio sitting right next to me.
The Christian Briggs story just continues to get awesome. I thought last year might have been the mountaintop for Christian Briggs, getting those big goals to move past Kansas City. But tonight, scoring the hat trick, guy who's been here all 5 years that we have, Joey, and then some. He was a young defender who was still a little mistake prone and didn't really make an impact on the offense 5 years ago. But every year, Christian Briggs has become a better defender, a more stalwart leader, and this year, an offensive player that can impact a team that needs contributions from the entire roster to win games and score consistently.
Pollo back in net for St. Louis. Got the goal with the 6th attacker on the field. Now it's back to Pollo Cortez in the box.
I would expect to see a pull here, though, to get a tie goal. 6th attacker, it's going to work. They're doing a good job moving the ball fast against San Diego. Getting one more guy out there could be the difference. I would wonder if we see Polo take off the run to the bench here.
Yuri won it. Leo sends it back to Morgan, and Morgan does us a bit of a favor. If it goes over on a shot like that, it's a goalkeeper distribution, so Pollo can throw this out. Or do you send SK on, who can also theoretically throw it out?
He thought he was going to go on. It looked like a little communication right now on the ambush bench as they want to get Chili Willie back out there, and they're going to call the timeout to do it.
Smart. Get another pause here. With 1:48 left in the 4th, we've talked about it all night long. Both of these teams such a penchant for 1-goal games this season. And guess where we are? At 6-5, Ambush and Sockers. Once again, it's kind of reminiscent of that March 22nd contest between the two teams where the Ambush did lead into the 3rd quarter, into the 2nd half, but things getting away. It's an Ambush comeback now, down 6-4. We've made it 6-5. Thanks to that, man. Christian Briggs, at 34 years old, playing the best soccer of his career. 6'2" defender, stalwart in the back, winner Against KC, he was excellent. And here tonight against San Diego, the joy, the passion.
In all 3 times, where has he been? He's been on that right side. 2 of the times he was down low, right on the post, and was able to put it in. The other one gets a little bit of the knucker ball, a little bit luck. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck to finish out a hat trick. Here's the other one right there on that weak side post. And he puts another one in for the hat trick and potentially putting the ambush back in this game.
Now the question is, can somebody else find the back of the goal besides Briggs and Torrealba? It's 3 goals for Briggs and 2 for Torrealba, and you just see the great, beautiful setup by Torrealba on the latest Briggs goal. SK is out there in the pink jersey. He's certainly a good candidate to score that game-tying goal. Over 100 seconds to do it. It's him and Michaud right next to our goal. Martinez and Torrealba and Lucas Almeida hanging out on the side of the benches, and Briggs is up top with Cardenas marking him. Ambush back to his 6th attacker. SK drops the ball in. Michaud to Martinez. Torrealba close. They swarm. Over to SK. Through the press. Difficult. Sockers get a piece. It stays in bounds. They were looking for a whistle against SK. It does not come through. As Pee Wee went down, there's a shot from distance. Luckily, it's over the crossbar. Martinez was tracking it.
A perfect Sockers press. Almost gets them a game winner, but now still a chance here for the ambush with the extra attacker. 70 seconds left to go.
Plenty of time to set up. Fans coming to life.
And 1 free soccer, Joey. Can you blame them? This game has been incredible. Back and forth. Another 1-goal game potentially for these 2 teams.
Briggs looking for Almeida. The cord gets cut. Out of the referee's crease, Pee Wee rolls it after Leo got the steal, and Ortega misses by a comfortable margin. 45 seconds to go.
Torrealba while he's dribbling. Never seen that before. He's feeding off this crowd, though.
Michaud. Briggs. 30 seconds. Martinez. Torrealba off the wall. Cardenas got a piece. Pacheco hits it only as far as Michaud with 20 seconds. Torrealba pulls it back. Torrealba fighting through Cerda. Hoists a little cross. Grabbed by Leo. Scurries. SK with 10 seconds. Disrupts the halfway line. Ambush will have to go the length of the field. SK off the board. Michaud 4 seconds. I don't know the ambush will have enough time. Briggs, desperation time. Will never get a shot off. San Diego Sockers 6, St. Louis Ambush 5. The visitors come to the St. Louis area and steal game 1 of a 3-game semifinal series.
Coach Locker's not happy, Joey. He jumped immediately onto the carpet. He had some words for some of his players. He's not happy with their inability to get another shot off there. You see him, he's making some gestures to the team right now. He's just kind of asking them, what were we doing there? Where was the ball? You're not playing it to each other. Seems a little disappointed in that last minute or so of attack as they shake hands here.
Well, it'll be uphill for the ambush. We'll have to win a full game 2 on Sunday in San Diego to force a knockout mini game. That would be a 15-minute game 3 to conclude this series if necessary.
Joey, I'd argue even a win tonight would have still been a fight uphill. With the experience this team has, you have to go to the travel. The fact that the extra mini game, the elimination game is there as well. This was always going to be an uphill battle no matter how they won tonight, even if they did win tonight. This makes it even more so. Sockers, again, obligatory that they play in this round. They are used to this. This is not going to get something that gets high heart rates for them. Ambush, on the other hand, they've never been here before. They're trying to finish off career years for many of the roster. It's going to be tricky to go on the road and take one away from the Sockers at home.
We'll have more information on that second and potential 3rd game of the series coming up here shortly. Ambush and Sockers shaking hands. So many quality players and big characters in the Major Arena Soccer League on the field right now. Pereira had a couple of goals for the San Diego team. He was magnificent. Briggs had a hat trick for St. Louis. Torrealba, 2 goals, a beautiful assist late to Briggs to make it 6-5, but just not quite enough. Ambush fall, and Getting a chance even to catch some of the guys who did not play tonight. Craig Childs is in attendance, club legend, who's scratched injury with San Diego, and Boris Pardo's out there as well. Everybody showing the sportsmanship after the game. You can tell both these teams gave a full effort.
It's just so hard to beat this team, Joey. I mean, if you look up and down this roster, it's guys with triple-digit career points all over the place. Ruggles, Tavoy Morgan, Leo, Mendez, all of these guys are point-per-game players.
And we've got Angela Sharp on Axios Field with Nick Pereira right now.
I'm going to ask you this question very blunt. Were you expecting it to be this tight of a match?
Of course. Yeah, it's a semifinal. No one's going to roll over, and this is a big boy games now, yeah.
These are the big boy games now. So you took one against the Ambush's home team. Now you guys get to go back to your home team. I'm sure you want to win that first game and call it a night there. I know you heard the Ambush fans cheering for their team. Are you ready to hear them cheering for you when you guys go home?
Yeah, the last minute was electric. I mean, watching the fans get up off their feet for the last minute, I think that's why we like indoor soccer, because those moments happen. So yeah, we're hoping for our home crowd to come do the same thing and give us that extra man.
Now you had that bye week. I'm assuming you guys were just working and getting those plays together during that bye week.
We had 3 bye weeks. Yeah, we were sitting there for 3 weeks waiting. So a little rusty at moments in the game, but really good to get this game out of the way.
Really good to get, well, of course, you can say that when you've won the game. Good luck to you in your next game.
Thanks. Thank you for having us.
Thank you to Nick Pereira joining Angela Sharp, and it looks like Christian Briggs, who is our under the yellow umbrella cutting edge player of the game, is going to join Angela as well. Let's send it down to Angela and Christian.
Okay, now I know you don't want to talk to me. You're mad. I get it. That was, I'm going to say, a fun game for the fans to watch, not the outcome you wanted. What, if anything, will you try to do differently when you take them on again?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, thankful to God to make it through the game. We were tired and battling and working our butts off, but, we came up a little bit short for the fans tonight. I think we left a lot out there. We had a lot of chances, 38 shots tonight. We just didn't get the goals that we needed, to get on top. But, we go again on Sunday. We'll rest, recover, and we know that we still have a chance to go there and to still accomplish what we want to accomplish in the playoffs.
You're hoping to get those 2 games when you go take them on and their home advantage.
Yeah, it'll be tough, right? It's not going to be easy winning on the road. I think we've shown that we can win on the road. So we just stay together as always. We're a team first. We know that that's our mentality. And we're going to go there and we're going to give everything, for the fans and for the community.
No, I think I know what the answer to this is going to be. You had quite the game. You don't really care about that, do you?
No. First and foremost, it's all about the team. I want to make sure that we win the game. I want to do my part to help us win the game. Obviously thankful for the goals, but at the same time, we just didn't come up where we wanted to come up at the end of the game.
I know you hope to be back here again. Obviously, you hope to win those 2 games and be back. What did you think of these Ambush fans, especially in those last 2 minutes?
Yeah, everything. Gave the energy that we needed. You could see that, when they went up 6-4, kind of a little bit of a question mark, could we come back? But, the fans stuck with us all the way. And, they drove us till the end, till the very end when we had chances to come in and try to get the game tied up.
Well, good luck to you on the road. We'll see if you can do it.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you, Angela. Ambush fall tonight at home 6-5. They'll be back at it Sunday in Oceanside, California. We'll tell you more about Game 2 and, if necessary, Game 3 on the other side of this break. It's the MASL semifinals on Galazzo.
Jefferson Starship, the Runaway Again Tour. Saturday, September 26th, the Family Arena. Also featuring Atlanta Rhythm Section, Firefall, and Orleans. Reserve seats on sale now at the Carroll House Furniture box office at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Jefferson Starship, featuring Atlanta Rhythm Section, Firefall in Orleans.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Finished at the Family Arena. Ambush. What a game. What an effort. What a season for this team. The most successful team since the Ambush came back in 2013. Unfortunately, tonight, just not quite enough against a veteran team that knows how to manufacture wins. San Diego Sockers scored the first 2 goals in this game to go up 2-0. Ambush would erase that and build multiple leads, but ultimately San Diego late was able to build another 2-goal lead that would stand. Talking about 2 goals, it was Daniel Torrealba with 2 of them for the Ambush. After Cerda got San Diego going, then Pereira scored. Torrealba scored twice. We went to the locker rooms tied 2-2. Christian Briggs got going in the second half. His second half hat trick. One of the most impressive performances of the MASL postseason. Pereira very impressive himself. He had a pair of goals. Briggs did it a lot of different ways on some creative finishes. Got the knuckleball to go home. San Diego not quite done yet though. Off the miss from Morgan, Morales right on the spot to set it in near post. Then Gonzalez from just inside the gold line. Hammers it to that short stick before Leo de Oliveira chips the keeper on a brilliant feed from Nilton de Andrade. Briggs made it 6-5 off a great aerial ball from Torrealba. Ambush had 6 attackers on the field then, had 6 attackers on the field when the game ended, but could not bridge the final gap. Falling 6-5, despite outshooting the San Diego Sockers 38-24 on goal. Joey Zanaboni alongside Matt Rocchio.
Well, the 19 block shots by San Diego is going to cut into that a little bit, and also the 13 saves. Too many times. It was either a 20-yard shot that completely tested Toth and scored a goal, or it was a 6 or 7-yard shot right at his chest. And that's unfortunately where the Ambush probably failed to win this game. They tested Toth from outside plenty of times, better than I think any team has in the last 5 or 10 years. But unfortunately, they failed to ever really test him right in front of him, throw bodies, throw shots in front of him in tricky ways, and that's why the Ambush couldn't get past that 5-goal ceiling, and that's what stops them from taking a Game 1 lead.
Toth gets the win. His fellow MASL Goalkeeper of the Year candidate, Paulo Nascimento, was scratched right before the game. Puyo Cortez in net for the Ambush tonight. He takes the loss. Good to see the Ambush mingling with all the fans, and our special thanks to all the fans, 2393 who came out to Family Arena. Severe weather in the area today, but still found their way out to the best venue in MASL.
What a home schedule, Joey.
Ambush and San Diego Sunday in San Diego, 7 Central, 5 Pacific time. Check out MASLsoccer.com for the full streaming information. Ambush will have to win Game 2 to force a mini knockout game, Game 3. For our director, John Elam, his great crew, Christopher Long, Eddie Halsey, Braden Proctor, Lauren MG, Christian Schutz, Andy Conan, John Mina, Jared Spear, John Pagano, Joe Duvall, and for my partner, Matt Rocchio, I'm Joey Zanaboni saying so long from St. Louis. This has been the MASL semifinals on CBS Sports. Golazo Network.